What's going on? It's your boy JR, aka Deuce Madden, and I'm checking in on the GAUDS
You got
show.
a new name every time. What's up?
I said that last time.
You said that last time?
Yeah, I said that last time.
Who's Deuce Madden?
Me, I said plays up. Your line.
Okay. I just want y'all to can we just create a video where you show JR when he starts compared to now? He's like a whole different person. He didn't even look at the camera. Now he's like JR, Deuce Madden, all this shit. But I'm Ray Daniels, aka the Culture Referee, and we have Shayna. Shayna, I'm gonna let you guys introduce yourself. Shayna, come on.
Okay, cool. So I'm Shayna, Ray's partner here at LYI Agency. I am serving as a COO, so I'm charged with executing Ray's vision on all things music, media, and entertainment.
Yeah, Shayna's my partner, so that's why we the ones with shades on. We the only people that can do it with shades on, by the way. Let's get it.
Yeah, we in for a great show. So
I don't have an AKA, though. I didn't come prepared with that.
No, just call yourself Shayna, a.k.a. Saunders.
That's it. Brooklyn Shayna.
Brooklyn Shayna, I like that.
That's it.
we here with Brooklyn Shayna.
West Brooklyn Shayna. East Brooklyn?
Brooklyn
East New York.
Shayna.
East New York Shayna. Okay, cool. Let's get it.
Let's get it. All right. So the first question we have.
No. We got to tell what the show is about. No, okay, so obviously JR's here, but we don't have Tamira. JR just Deuce Madden. Can I call you Deuce Madden? Deuce Madden just jumps into it. But today we're going to talk about the top 5 CEOs in hip hop and also the top 5 businessmen, because those are totally different. A CEO and a businessman is totally different. So now, JR, you can start with the first question.
Yeah, before y'all give us your top 5, we want to know what are the top 5 criteria or qualities of good CEOs and good businessmen.
I would say for me, the top qualities for a CEO. See, to me, CEO says leadership, chief executive officer. That means all the other officers behind them follow. So for me, when I was measuring my list, I was like, when I was thinking CEO, I was thinking like, CEO is who you want to be signed to if you're an artist. Like CEO is who you want your career in the hands of, right? That doesn't mean you're a good businessman, though. That just means that artists want to be with you, signed to you, and everything else. So I would say leadership, longevity. You know what I'm saying? Because when I looked at my list that I made, I was like, I don't know him. He might be higher if we gave him 5 more years of the continued success. He'll definitely be higher on my list. But I would say longevity. How many people have you made? Like, I feel like when you say you're a CEO, I feel like there should be a tree that falls under you, right? And if under that tree is like, oh, look who fell under me, look how good they're doing, look who fell under me. Like, how many other CEOs and bosses did you make if you as a CEO? So I would say that. I don't really have a top 5, but those 3 are the ones that I considered when I did my list. Shannon, what you think? Okay. CEOs?
I think to piggyback off of that, I think a CEO has to be loyal to their vision, because when you're building something, it's not going to be a cakewalk every day, right? So there's going to be some different changes you have to go through. So you got to stick with it if you want to actually make impact. And I think a good CEO has impact. They're able to inspire, and that also goes into leadership. So you lead. When people see you leading from a place of success, and when I say success, that means they can measure it and point to it. That feeds into, I want to work with you, right? So if you have that influence over people, I think that works. So loyalty, you got to be trustworthy for people to want to work with you. If you're not, I don't think you can actually build a succceusly company. And
now y'all see why she's a CEO. She sounds way smarter than I do. She sounds way smarter than I do. I sound like a nigga that just graduated high school, and she sounds like a college educated on her 2nd degree and shit. I'm over here like, duh, boy, Joe. She sounds so much educated, but let's go. So
how do those differ from good businessmen?
A businessman is about how you took what you had and made money from it. Like a CEO is inspiring. A businessman is results only. Like, a businessman might do you dirty in business. You might say it's dirty, but for him, he just did the best deal that worked for him and his stuff, and he made more money than you. You might hate him. You don't want him to be. So when I did my businessman list, it wasn't about how people felt about him. It was about how they took what they had and turned it into the end result where they are today. So that's how I looked at it. So I'm like super excited because I really sat down. So anybody who listens to the show, I want y'all to know, I usually just get hit off the cusp. But since I knew Shayna was going to be here, it was like, I knew she was going to be doing homework and shit. She probably been working on her list for 2 hours. I got 30. I probably took like 7 minutes to focus on mine, but it's a damn good 7 minutes. It's a potent 7 fucking minutes. This gonna be a great list, and we're gonna have y'all tell us. We should actually put up on the page and tell us, have people like comment who had the best top 5. Because I'm telling y'all, I want to see hers, but I'm telling y'all, mine is thought out, and I can explain it easily.
I'm excited. You got anything to add to that as far as good businessmen?
I think the one thing I will say, I think great businessmen don't have a financial ceiling. So I think when some people set out in business, it's like, I want to make $100 million. I think a good businessman doesn't see it like that. It's like, I'm going to amass wealth and make sure everyone else around me gets wealthy.
Well, see, that's a different definition for me. So that list might be different from mine. That's a different definition. See what I'm saying? That's the best part about it. That's different for me. A businessman makes money. A businessman is whose side you want to be on the business side, the dollars and cents guys. A CEO is whose side, to me, is going to lead you. Like for example, I give you a great example. All right, by the way, we talking about hip hop. So these guys we talking about all in hip hop. Here's the difference between a businessman and CEO. JR comes in with a song that we think is incredible. And we're like, I think this shit can be like, JR comes in with Empire State of Mind. I'm like, shit. This is going to be a #1 song, period, right? Smash, everybody loves it. A CEO is going to be like, get everybody in the room and say, I don't give a fuck what we got to do. We about to blow this goddamn record up. No excuses, whatever. A businessman is going to say, let me see the numbers. How deep is he in the hole? Oh, no. We put out 3 records that we thought was the one. This is not it. No, we're going to do this. We got to rearrange the deal if JR wants us to put more money into it. To me, that's the difference between a businessman. The businessman probably comes out better money-wise, but to me, the CEO is more legendary. That's how I made my list. The CEO list is legendary leaders in hip-hop, legendary curators in hip-hop. The businessman list is just the niggas that knew how to use what they had and get paid.
Well, it's time for it. Let's get your top 5 legendary
I want to say ladies first. Don't do ladies first.
Ladies first.
Give us your top 5. Okay. I want to see her.
So my top 5 CEOs.
Where we starting, JR? You calling the shot. Where we starting?
Top 5 CEOs in hip hop history.
Okay. All right, cool. So number 5, I'll say Suge Knight. 4, Birdman. 3, Pierre Thomas. They're like on the same line, Coach K, because they run the same company.
Yeah, QCP.
Yep. Russell Simmons.
Number 2.
Dame Dash, number 1.
I like that list. That's a good
Nah, she got to expound. I got to hear that. You got to go through that.
So,
tell us why you picked this order.
Cool. So Suge Knight brought us some of the most legendary West Coast artists who, one of them still has a fucking 20-plus year career going and has been able to brand himself like sitting next to Martha Stewart. So I think that's big. He also has kids music, and I'm referencing Snoop Dogg if you don't know that, but I hope you do. So like we had Tupac from Suge Knight. I think you might not agree on how
Suge Knight did not introduce us to Tupac, though.
We got the most commercial success out of Tupac.
But he did not introduce us to Tupac.
He didn't.
Tupac was Tupac first.
He went commercial. To me, he got more commercial and got more successful under the Death Row umbrella.
Absolutely, but he still had I Get Around.
He did.
He still had Me Against the World.
Very true.
He still had what's the Thug Life album. He was Strictly for My Niggas. He was still
I think All Eyes
Tupac.
on Me. All Eyes on Me.
Yes.
Damn, what was the next one? Because I had it on
Machiavelli the Don.
Machiavelli. I feel like he released like 10 albums post-death under the Death Row umbrella. Not that Suge had involvement in that, but I'm saying he started a brand that Pac released under.
Suge gets credit for one artist as a CEO to me.
Who's that?
Snoop. Why? Dr. Dre was Dr. Dre before he came. You said it wasn't like he started Dr. Dre. Am I right or wrong? I'm asking. I'm challenging you now. I'm challenging you now.
The criteria for CEO is how many successful people did you make or who were able to thrive under you. Dr. Dre thrived under being under Death Row.
No, I agree. But I'm saying, okay, you know what? I give it to you. So hold on, let me hear this again. Hold on. So, Suge Knight.
It was Suge Knight. It was Birdman.
Birdman. Why Birdman?
Cash Money. He's the reason why I know Lil Wayne. Being honest with you.
Of course. Shit, we all know Lil Wayne.
So he gave us Juvenile. They gave us a movie, Baller Blocker, that I think I watched every other day when I was in high school. Super crazy ghetto flick, but it was amazing. Hot Boys. We got Young Money from Cash Money. And I think that they've just put New Orleans on the map in a way that no one else could. What would you say?
No Limit put New Orleans on the map. Cash Money took it. You know it's the truth.
We are talking about...
No, don't step away from the mic. Look at you.
Okay.
Don't step away from the mic.
But we're talking about
I'm with you now. I'm saying.
run,
I can't. I'm just
the
saying.
longest run.
I'm going to run through my list. I'm going to run through my list because I want to counter hers. You want to run through my list?
All right, go ahead.
What we saying? What we talking about? Top 5 CEOs?
Top 5 CEOs.
In hip-hop history.
Yep.
So here's my top 5 CEOs in hip-hop history from 5 to 1. Number 5, Yo Gotti.
Yeah.
Yo Gotti has blossomed into an incredible businessman. He's given us himself. He understands what it takes to be a CEO, to inspire his artists. Whether it was Moneybagg Yo, he signed Glorilla. He put on, I remember he had Black Youngster, but he really makes, if you're a young rapper from the South, I feel like you should want to be with Yo Gotti. He should be on your top 3 list. Okay, but let me run through my list. I'm going to go through it. Number 5 is Yo Gotti. Number 4 is Gucci Mane. Got to give it to Gucci.
Some Atlanta ass shit.
No. Number 3 is P. Number 2, Baby and Slim. Number 1, Damon Dash. Period. Now I'm going to run through my shit. Yo Gotti, like I said, he is from Memphis. Nothing comes out of Memphis. Block Boy JB, Moneybagg, Big Scar, anything coming out of Memphis, Yo Gotti has his hands in. 42 Doug,
Key Glock,
Mozzie. No, not Key Glock. Key Glock was with
or not Key Glock,
he was with
Paper Pie, but
yeah, Dolph. But dog, Yo Gotti owns Memphis. Anything coming out of Memphis that's popping, Yo Gotti got it. And Memphis is slept on hip hop wise. Memphis is really what started the gangster rap that influenced Atlanta. People don't know that shit, but Memphis really is you grew up in Atlanta, loving music. You grew up listening to Player Fly, Player G. You grew up listening to 8 Ball and MJG. That's all Memphis. They put that Southern gangster shit on the map. So Yo Gotti, that's why I got to give it to him. Number 4, it goes without saying, Gucci. Gucci Mane is probably the greatest A&R in hip hop history. He's introduced. He had the Migos. He had Thug. And not only that, he is a CEO that he did what's right for them. When it was Migos, he gave them he was in jail, he gave them to his man, like, yo, you go pop them off. He did everything right. He discovers talent, and he's just the kind of guy you want to sign to, because he doesn't, as a CEO and an artist, he doesn't get in the way. You know, sometimes you sign to a nigga that's all in the videos. Like, nah, he has a real label, real shit he doing, and I would definitely say Gucci for that. Like, he's an Atlanta legend by far. And I can tell he's not afraid to sign someone to him that's going to be bigger than him. Like, he had Pooh Shiesty, right? Yeah, Pooh Shiesty, he had Fujiano. Like, dog, he's not afraid of letting somebody sign to him that's bigger than him. He's one of the greatest A&Rs in hip-hop history. Then I'm going to say P. Now, I would have put P above the 2 ahead of him, Baby and Slim, but P hasn't been doing it long enough, right? He's still in the middle of his run. But I also factored in how happy artists are. And P, you know, outside of like a little spat here and there, you know, with some niggas he already made rich. Shit. He already made rich. Like, nigga, hey, bruh, his artists love him. Nigga, he brought the culture of buying cars for your artists on birthdays and shit. Like, he started that shit, like buying niggas cars this nigga was buying 15 goddamn cars a year. Like, the fuck? So if I had an artist, I would love to fuck with P, and I feel like if you give him another 5 years, he'll be number 1 on this list. Of the same run, Baby and Slim, I don't know nobody. First of all, they the only niggas that owns all of their shit. Has owned their shit from the beginning. Nigga, I don't care. How much bad shit have you heard about Baby over the years? How many times have you been sued? How come that man's still on the top? Because that nigga I had an artist with him. That nigga's like, man, fuck everybody out there talking about Baby. We're going to do it like this. And not only that, he takes all his artists to radio. He puts all his energy into his artists. He's not sparing no expense. Same thing with P. He ain't sparing no expense. So for me, I had to give it to him. And then Dame Dash. Dame Dash is probably the most unappreciated nigga in hip-hop history. Like, dog, he made niggas want to be CEOs. I don't think nobody made somebody want to be I'm in the music business because I want to be like him. Am I ashamed?
Absolutely.
Like, I think he has a whole lot of people around him right now, a lot of people that's in the music business right now who still admire and look at what he did. But Dame Dash, bro, he made you want to be that nigga. He fought for his artist. The first time I ever seen a nigga argue with another nigga about his artist was Dame. Like on a backstage documentary telling Kevin Liles, man, get the fuck out of here. It was like, dog,
Fuck them Def Jam jackets.
fuck them Def Jam, like shit that you don't even think about.
All of a sudden, there's Def Jam jackets with niggas' names on all over the tour. That shit is weak, man. You ain't been doing that. Everybody wants a jacket. You want to do something, make a motherfucking Hard Knock Life tour jacket. We don't want this shit. No, why do I need Beanie Man and Memphis Bleak wearing a Def Jam jacket? They on Rockefeller. All of a sudden, niggas got jackets with their names on and on our tour. It makes it look like a Def Jam tour. Wait a second. All right, look, you're the president of a company, right? So that means you're smart.
Like, why did that matter? But he was so focused on the brand, the team, and giving everybody around him anything they want. He gave opportunities, dog. Beans didn't sell millions and millions of albums. He made Beans feel bigger. He made Hove look bigger. Like, you ain't gonna treat us like we some little niggas. Dame Dash is, to me, the greatest CEO, inspiring man in hip-hop history by far. I can't even think of nobody who's inspired more young CEOs to be what they are than Dame. That's what I would say.
Yeah, so
I got a question.
Go ahead. Now you can challenge me. Go ahead, challenge me.
No, not even a challenge, because I think Dame is legendary too. It's funny, I pulled up the clip and showed them about backstage before we started. Why do you think he doesn't have a CEO title today?
I think Damon doesn't have a CEO title today because he was so hard he was too busy going hard for his artists. Like, and then, you know, so you gotta look at it like this, right? When you're in that position he in, you gotta make people see you. That's what the CEO does. Like, yeah, you ain't gonna treat JR like he a little nigga around me. Fuck all that. JR big nigga. Like, that's what he did. He made you see everybody around him as big. Like, everybody, like, dog, Freeway was big, but how many albums did Freeway really drop? I think he only dropped one. But he made you feel like when Cameron left them and came over there, it was like, Cameron running shit, Dipset. And not only that, he empowered everybody. Let's not even talk about that, him as a CEO. Like, nigga, this nigga said, all right, we gonna have Rockefeller, Beans, you gonna have state property, Cam, you gonna do the diplomats. He made niggas around him be CEOs. He made niggas around him be accountable. That's hard, nigga, for a nigga to, dog, and because he did that, motherfuckers that got the money eventually went around him, snaked him out. And I just think sometimes when you go so blindly for people, you don't look out for yourself.
That's true.
And he went so blind that he didn't look out for himself. So I would say that's what happened to Dame. And that's why he's number one, because he's probably the one guy in hip hop that did the most, that also lost the most.
Agreed.
I can't think of nobody who sacrificed most. And as a CEO, as someone as your CEO, you want somebody who's willing to sacrifice for you, right? Mm-hmm. What man sacrificed more in hip hop than him? Dog, he's supposed to be at the top of every food chain. And, you know, fucked up shit happened, whatever. But Dame is definitely at the top of my list for CEOs. Like, nobody can beat him for what he did.
I agree with that.
Yeah, you know, in my mind, I'm surprised, you know, neither one of y'all had Baby number one, you know, considering he gave us, you know, 3 of the biggest artists of all time. But that makes me want to ask the question, how do you define a CEO's success? You know, is it based off their biggest artist or, you know, the label in totality?
So this is why Baby wasn't number one to me, because Baby first of all, it's Baby and Slim, right? Let's be clear, right? They brothers, but to me, I feel like you can't talk about everything Cash Money did without mentioning the shit that went wrong with it. Whether it was losing Juvie, like, they were smart though. They pivoted. They really rolled. How about this? If you said Slim, Baby, and Wayne, I would have put it number one. Because they were smart enough to see Lil Wayne was the wave. And then went from Cash Money to YMCMB. They were smart enough to do that. But he also was smart enough when he had Young Thug and Rich Homie Quan out there moving. He was smart enough to grab them. So for me, that's why I said him. It was like, he made his smart moves, but he wasn't out there fighting, in my opinion, for his artists in a way that made people feel like when people had beef with Cash Money, I think more people was on the side of who went at Baby. So when Wayne and Baby was beefing, if it was 10 people yelling, 9 of them was yelling, pay Lil Wayne. right?
Absolutely.
That's my point, right? When with Dame Dash, I don't think there's nobody. I don't mean to laugh. It's fucked up. I'm laughing because I don't mean to laugh. But with Dame Dash, I don't think there's nobody who's like,
pay that nigga.
man, no. I don't think there's nobody that's like, well, he got what he deserved. I think everybody looks at Dame like, damn, he caught a raw deal. I don't think nobody looks at him like this dude got what he deserved, except for the people who he was fighting against, who hated him because they knew they couldn't move around him. That's why I got to say him, because he sacrificed more than anybody else and lost it literally right on his nose. Like, it's like, God damn.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know what happened, but I know that one day he was here, the next day he was gone. And, the niggas that he built are still here running shit. It's bigger than ever.
So do y'all have a list for top 5 businessmen?
Of course.
Of course.
All right, Shannon, let's see what you
I'll
got.
go. Okay, so 5. Rick Ross. I got 4. 50 Cent. New York shit. I'm gonna just keep it Cali. Well, the majority of mine are from New York.
Now let's go.
Okay, so I got Rick Ross, 50 Cent. I'm gonna throw Kanye.
Okay.
Kanye's in there. Diddy. Number 1, New York, Brooklyn nigga, Jay-Z.
Yeah.
All right, we need your breakdown.
Okay, so Rick Ross, MMG CEO, franchisee. He's an author. He has created, he didn't create Meek Mill, but gave him the opportunity.
No, he did.
Okay.
He broke Meek Mill. We ain't gonna take that from him. He broke Meek. Ross broke Meek.
Because I remember seeing Meek perform on a ski trip in Pennsylvania.
Ross
back
broke
in the
Meek.
day. Okay, cool. So Ross did break Meek. So you had Meek, Wale. In Meek, we got Dream Chasers. So he's continuing out to build out. And then on top of that, like I said, owning franchises, like the nigga sells burgers, chicken wings. He owns Cow. He has a car show. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like there's so many different facets to Rick Ross that the world is like, oh shit. 50 Cent, I mean, he went from Get Rich or Die Trying, gave us an awesome film, flipped that into G Unit as a company, went on to do a crazy vitamin water deal. We got Power from that nigga and a whole bunch of
Talk to the mic. We need to get close to the mic. Yeah,
and then a bunch of baby versions of Power that I love. So no disrespect, I just can't call them all by name. So we got a lot from 50. Going into Kanye, he gave us amazing music. He started fashion. No, he didn't start fashion, but
he took it to another level.
Yeah, he elevated his brand by partnering with fucking Louis Vuitton. Like how many artists can say they partnered with Louis Vuitton, even though it had a short run? He went from there. We got a partnership with Adidas, like Yeezys. Come on. How many kids are killing their mom and dad's pockets for a pair of Yeezys? STEM player. That's some ground level shit. Groundbreaking shit. And then he's not afraid to fight for his family. I think to me that's important because a lot of artists or businessmen get caught in it's just about me, but he will publicly go to bat for his family, and I think that shit's just amazing. Unmatched. Diddy, another New Yorker, FYI. It's Diddy. We got Bad Boy, and then now it's fucking Ciroc vodka. We have De Leon tequila. We'll see Diddy on TV. He's back in the scene of music, with Love Records, and I think that he made being a businessman sexy. He made it cool.
That's good.
Yeah, he made it cool. And Jay-Z, it's fucking Jay-Z, from Marcy to being a billionaire. And I think because I come from Brooklyn and I know how gritty and rough that shit is to actually survive an inner city neighborhood and still be able to walk through that neighborhood and get the same respect, you've done some legendary shit. And it doesn't necessarily mean street shit, like you fed everyone around you and allowed their families to grow. And dope ass music. He also gave us alcohol. Like, the niggas sell weed legally now. So from going to having one of his partners go away for 15 years for a weed charge to come out and now be a partner on weed, that's crazy.
That's fire.
Yeah.
That's a tough list right there. What you got?
I think our list is very similar. She might have cheated. It's actually very similar. I got 4 out of 5. She might have cheated me. My top 5 businessmen in hip hop in order is number 5, DJ Khaled. Number 4, Kanye. Number 3, 50. Number 2, Puff. and number one, Hove. I'm gonna break it down to you why I said Khaled, because I don't think anyone in hip hop history saw a nigga with the name DJ in front of his name going that far.
Very true.
Dog, every rapper has been able to monetize. Like, most rappers had the opportunity to monetize themselves. Like, the shit that Ross and 50 and Puff and all them doing, Nelly could have done. Ja Rule could have done. Name any famous rapper, they could have done it, right? Liquor, movies, everything. They just probably not interested in doing it that way. But Ross could have done it. Ross did it. He was like, he's a celebrity. But you talking about a DJ that's selling more records than all the artists have on records. He's touring with Beyonce. He literally has turned his character into a DJ Barbie doll that has all of these other ways of bringing in income. Like, dog, like, he started with Fat Joe, and Fat Joe brags that he's richer than him. Dog, he's richer than all of the people around him that he started with. He was a fucking DJ. Come on, bro. Like, you got to give it to Khaled for that reason. I would say my next one is Kanye. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing about Kanye. Kanye is valued. Donda's worth more than all four of the guys on my list put together. Donda's worth more than all the four other guys on the list. But Kanye is not number one to me, because his way of doing business is in a good way, emotional manipulation, right? He knows how to make people care about him and his plight, right? So we're buying into his plight more than we're buying into the actual product, right? We're buying into his fight more than we're buying into the product. So it's more, Kanye's approach to business is more mercenary than it is businessman. But he's so good at being a creative that he's made that shit work and created value more than anyone else. So that's why I didn't put him over the other three guys. And then I said 50 because 50 has literally tapped into his character that he's created and stayed there. Like, he has a brand he's built on get rich or die trying, street nigga, bully nigga, got shot, nigga, streets, and he's literally turned that from Get Rich or Die Trying the album to fucking Before I Self-Destruct and all this shit, putting all his people on, sneakers, clothes, but here's the only reason why he wasn't top list on my CEOs, because none of the people on my CEO list diss they artists. like 50 will fucking air your ass out if you with him or not. Like, Baby and Slim was going through, they was going through with Lil Wayne, and they was like, that's my son. I love my son. We're gonna deal with that, how we deal with that when we deal with it. 50 Cent is like, what Young Buck said about me?
Yeah,
shit, okay. I got this video of this nigga doing one. Like, he is, but that all plays into the character he created, where it's like, I'm a bully. Don't fuck with me. 50 Cent is the bear you don't want to poke.
Yeah, he'll even go at women.
He don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But the character he plays, that's why it works, because he doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't care about how he knows it. I heard a rumor that 50 Cent walks into rooms, and when he walks into rooms, he would start meeting himself saying, who I got to rob in here to get a check. And all the white people would be like, ha, 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 50's so crazy. Like, this nigga literally is dissing dudes who were on his team. Like, you got manager dudes out there like, yo, I work for 50. I did this, I did that, man. 50's a great guy, man. Fuck him, I don't like him. But here's the thing. He's never broke character. That persona, he's never broke character. He's never tried to do something that he thought that he thought that we didn't think he could do. 50 Cent never came to us and tried to do fucking Brokeback Mountain because it was a great script. He gonna give you power. He gonna give you fucking shows that, like BMF, he gonna give you shows that are about the shit he comes from. That's why it works. He's never broken character. So you gotta just put some respect on him. And he's built an incredible empire of liquor, fucking Tycoon Weekend. He just knows how to be the best 50 he can. He's like the true nigga that has leveraged his influence into making it where it did, right? Because don't forget, he was signed to two other niggas. Yep. He was signed to Eminem and Dre. And he still rose up and got what he got. So other one is, so I'm gonna go to, now let's talk about Puff. Puff's an incredible businessman. He sold us everything you could think of, whether it was liquor, party lifestyle, anything that you think when you think of Puff. I'm surprised the nigga don't got shades. Because the niggas know we're wearing shades. By the way, if you do it, public, I just want 1%. You know, let leverage your influence be down. But I'm surprised the nigga don't sell shades because he's known for wearing shades, right? But if you know Puff for being at a party, he was everything at a party. What do you have? Music? I'm selling that. Alcohol? I'm selling that. What the fuck else y'all want? Water? They drink water? I'm selling that too. Oh, they gonna put this shit on TV? We selling that. Oh, what you want? You want somebody to perform? I'm too. Oh, here comes my sons. Nigga, I'm going to sell you something and you're gonna fucking buy it. He had cologne. Y'all smell good in here, y'all gonna wear my shit. Y'all partying in here, y'all gonna wear Sean John. He figured out every way to monetize himself. I think a great businessman is someone who can stand on what he has built himself and his name and find 500 different ways to make income off that shit. Don't forget he was a producer. He wasn't a producer though. He was just in a room saying, do this. I should have been doing that shit. I just started, but I should have been doing that. Don't forget that. He was signing niggas publishing. Nigga, he was. How the fuck did you get there from a party promoter? Dog, he wasn't a drug dealer that had street money and came in. He built this shit from being a party promoter. Like, my nigga, you went from a party promoter and look what he made party music. I mean, dog, he figured out every way in the world to make money off Puff Daddy's name. I'm pretty sure he sold his likeliness after he dies to some Japanese or Chinese company for $1 billion and they can with the Puff Daddy name and he got the money already. He's like how Hugh Hefner did. You know, Hugh Hefner sold the Playboy Mansion like 10 years before he died. Yeah. The only deal was that I'm gonna live in this motherfucker until I die. Y'all gonna have to wait till I die to get it. I'm pretty sure Puff probably sold his name in the metaverse. Like, dog, he understands. He has a fucking TV channel. He understands how to maximize Puff. That's great businessman. And then the last one is the greatest rapper alive, greatest rapper of all time. Nigga, nobody can fuck with Hove. Here's the difference between Hove and everybody I could say on this list, honestly speaking, is that Hove made his friends rich. Like Shayna said, my man got out of jail, cool. Nigga, Hove is playing in every fucking field. Nigga, he got rappers signed to him. He managed them. He fucking has an agency of models. He has an agency for sports, football, and basketball. He owned a sports team. Dog, he has figured out ways to get in the room. The best business move he ever did was marry Beyonce. I mean, let's not talk about like, nigga, that's a great thing to have on your motherfucking resume. You know, Puff was out here being a playboy, you know, having fun. Hov was like, I'm going to do the right fucking businessman thing. Yep. Nigga, and he understands. And look at the umbrella. Kanye came from the umbrella. Rihanna came from the umbrella. And the most important thing that makes him a great businessman is that he was smart enough to let the number one CEO on my list lead him till he didn't need him no fucking more. That's a great businessman does. Amazing. That's what a great businessman does. He shuts the fuck up until he figures out how to get in the room and get what he need. And then once he's ready to strike and make his move, he makes it. And by that time, nobody can stop him. Mm-hmm. That's what makes Jay-Z the number one businessman on my motherfucking list. You can't top Hov. And Kanye got more money than all of them, but hey, can't top what Hov built, period.
And Jay-Z and Puff have been able to leverage more of their influence into education. So Puff has a all-boys school in Harlem. That's like legendary. To have a school in the neighborhood where you grew up in and came from. Jay-Z has a scholarship foundation that his mother runs. You know what I'm saying? Giving back to inner city kids. So they've like quadrupled on their influence.
Yeah, that's dope.
So both of y'all's lists have a mix, right? There's some artists and there's some execs. So to both of y'all, what do y'all think makes the better CEO, an artist or an exec?
I don't think it matters if you're an artist and exec. I just think being a great CEO means being, number one, very confident in yourself, because your job is to put energy into others. So you got to feel very confident in yourself, because you're really, if you do right, giving people a bigger voice than you should have. That takes a confident motherfucker to do that. So it doesn't matter to me whether you're an artist or an exec. It just matters to me that you give a fuck about the people that signed to you.
Yeah.
To me, that's what my CEO list is based on. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck? I mean, not who gives a fuck, like who gives a fuck about you, but like who gives a fuck about you?
Yeah.
If you from the hood, you understand what that just meant.
I think, and that goes back to my like staying loyal to the vision, right? You could be like using Yo Gotti. He was an artist, gave us some damn good records, and then he also was able to give us more great artists who are giving us other great artists. So I don't think that you have to just be an executive to be a great CEO.
Yeah, for sure, that makes sense. So Staying on the topic, you know, biggest CEOs, top CEOs, which CEO do you think had the biggest artist of all time?
I think Baby and Slim.
Yeah. Baby and Slim.
Nobody's bigger than Drake.
Yeah.
Nobody's bigger than Drake. Nobody.
And Drake can cross every genre of music and make every person in the world love him.
They're the only two people on this list that had two artists sell 1 million albums their first week more than once.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm trying to tell you, that's what I'm like, you got to give it to Baby and Slim, bro. That's incredible, bro. Like, they gave us, and not only that, dog, I was bumping Juvenile in 1998. Nigga, that's 24 years ago. They still here. Bro, come on, man. You can't fuck with them. That's why I said I would have put P higher, but P, you know, he about at a 10-year mark right now. He got another 10 years, he got to be there. But you got to look at how hard it is to make that kind of run. That's a hard motherfucking act to follow. Baby and Slim is.
Yeah. So what are some of the, you know, toughest decisions that a CEO has to make?
It's all gut decisions. To me, CEO is all gut. It's all gut. Like, it's all like, I'm going to do this because I believe. I'm going to do this because it's the right thing to do. And I'm going to do this because I gave you my word. So to me, I would say gut is the number one thing for a CEO to do. A businessman, they go back on anywhere in a motherfucking heartbeat. I know what I said, but I said that under these conditions. Conditions have changed, so shit gonna change. You know, that's the difference to me.
Yeah.
To me, by the way.
I think a businessman focuses on the overall bottom line. Whereas a CEO, again, going back to that vision, they're going to go hard. If they trust, they're going to go hard for it.
You goddamn right. Which one are you, Shayna?
That's interesting. Well, I'm not a CEO.
No, which one? But which one are you characteristic wise? If you had to be on that list, which one would you want to be?
CEO.
That's why I got her, because I want to be businessman. I'm tired of helping y'all niggas. I'm tired of helping y'all niggas. I want to be a businessman now. I'm tired of helping y'all niggas. I want to help y'all, but then I want to go do what I want to do too. Like, I want to help y'all, but you know, I want to help my goddamn self now. So yeah, that's why I got her. That's why she's my COO. She gonna really be the CEO of this shit. 'Cause I'm turning it over to her because she cares about y'all motherfuckers. And I care, but I care like from a distance. She's gonna be in the huddle with y'all.
Hands
So
on.
there it is.
Yeah, so I know we touched on, you know, some of the qualities or criteria, right? But in your mind, did any of these CEOs really transcend the game, really, you know, push hip hop forward?
That's a good damn question. Did any CEOs transcend the game and put? Let me look at my CEO list. I'm gonna say, first of all, yes, that's why they on the list. Dame Dash is, to me, everybody's father. Like, if you a young nigga trying to start a label, dancing on stage, you're Dame Dash. You know, Puff was dancing on the side, like in front, like, you know, like his dance moves were a part of your show. You know, Dame was just a nigga in the back, just, you know, moving and grooving, and niggas was fucking with him. So I think Dame made you see that you can do this shit from nothing. Cause he told you, nigga, I was nothing. And then I saw these niggas partying, and I was like, I'm cooler than these niggas. He made you see you could do that. Baby and Slim, them niggas just showed you how to run the race, how to survive fucking the pitfalls, niggas shitting on your name, all the other shit. They survived that shit. Dame didn't survive it like they did. They survived it. Like, they understand how to be quiet. They walk up to the Breakfast Club, put some respect on my name, nigga. Fuck, nigga, what's happening? Like, they made you see, I'm gonna pull up on your ass, you say some shit about us, nigga. We gonna come see y'all. Y'all playing with my name. So I would say that's what they did. P to me is the reiteration of all of those guys. To me, he's like a little Dame, because you could tell his people love him. He got that Baby and Slim in him because you could tell he about his business. And I see him. Gucci just showed you that an artist can be selfless and still be successful. That's what he showed you. And to me, Yo Gotti is picking up where Gucci left off. Because Yo Gotti is really like, he could be out there in Miami trying to sign shit. He was smart. He said, I'm going to own Memphis. That's my job. I'm going to own Memphis, nigga. And that's what I'm going to do. And that's why it works.
So I would say, like, when I think of a CEO of transcending the game, I think they all have done that in their own respective right. One that sticks out, I will say P and Coach, only because they've done it without leaving home. They're doing it here in Atlanta, so that's music. They're giving us sports. They have a film division, solid foundation management. So they're branching off all under the umbrella home, and then they're also building their own compound here in Atlanta. So it's like, we're not running to LA, we're not running to New York. If you want to do business, you're gonna come here, and people are coming.
Period.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's definitely, throughout this discussion, we got some, heavy hitters on this list. But I wanted to know, where does Master P fit on y'all's list, right? Because he's, most famously known for doing it independent.
Master P for me was a great CEO, also a good businessman. I mean, the nigga owned a gas station. You know what I'm saying? So it's not too many black men who can say they owned a gas station. I just feel like he just didn't stay relevant. I just will be honest. That's my opinion. He didn't stay relevant. There's nothing relevant I could point to now that Master P is a part of. And every CEO that we've named has relevancy now. Like we could look back on Dame's influence and see the people he's influenced are still relevant. I don't see that on the No Limit side.
P played the volume game. And the game P played is actually the game that labels are playing right now. Like, Master P dropped an album every week. Every week he had an album. So Shaka coming this week. Master P is the reason why we knew albums came out on Tuesday. Yes. Because you will open the Source Awards and he would tell you it would be 8 pages. Silk the Shaka this day. C Murder this day. Skullduggery this day. Mia X this day. He played the volume game. He had in-house producers, in-house everything. So he played the volume game, but he didn't play the taste game. And I think that's what hurt him in the long run. He played the volume game, not the taste game. Meaning, Master P never gave us nothing. He never gave us a piece of art that we felt like we could put in a motherfucking hip-hop Smithsonian. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could look at everybody on my list. Whether, all right, for my CEOs, I'm like, Dame Dash gave us Hove and Ye. Absolutely. Right? Motherfucking Baby and Slim gave us Drake, Wayne, Nicki, Juvie. You see what I'm saying? P gave us the Migos, Baby, City Girls. It's taste shit. It's more quality over quantity. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at it like P played the quantity game, he just gave you all you can get. And I think that it burnt out quick than everyone else because he treated it like it was a hustle, not like it was art. I never seen Master P go out there and say, man, this shit I'm doing is dope. He always made you see this shit I'm doing is feeding my family. This shit I'm doing is for my family. This shit I'm doing is to make sure his family good. By the way, that's why he should have been on the businessman list because he's a great businessman. But I never felt like Skullduggery was a security guard. He made a fucking thing. Like, it was like, he was like, oh, y'all want more movies? Cool. Shit. It's a scene from I Got the Hookup. No, it's a scene from I'm About It that literally is the same exact scene from Scarface. No, it's P is in the shower and like, fuck you. I'm telling you, like, he gave us quantity. Nothing wrong with that. But my CEO list, I feel like they were more Mastro's, fucking Capital Grill. And I feel like Master P, what he did was more fucking McDonald's. Like, I'm gonna give it to you quick. Mind you, they make the same amount of money. It's just a different in the business model. So that's why I don't think people give him the credit that he deserves as a businessman, CEO in hip hop history. He never pivoted. The only time he pivoted was with Romeo, and that was his son. He never really pivoted to like, okay, what's the next wave coming? When he got to the point of the next wave, he was talking at them. Y'all need to learn how to get money. He was telling them how to be smart. He became the educator. He wasn't telling them like, yo, such and such is dope as fuck. Yo, you should put, you know what I mean? So that's why I would say that. He would definitely be, if I had my top 10 businessmen list, Master P would be on that for sure.
Yeah.
But
did he also play in the NBA?
He did everything.
Yeah.
Quantity, motherfucker. That nigga was doing, he was like, I got 3-year run. I'm going to make this motherfucker run.
So we talked about some of, the situations, right, with CEOs and the artists and sometimes losing artists. Why do you think CEOs lose artists? Is it on the CEO? Is it that the artists have, grown and want to blossom and do their own thing? What do you think?
Infiltrators. The music business is the only business where I can sign you, JR, and give you $20,000 that you needed, that you were like, I'm going to change my life with this shit. And then 3 years later, now that you're a millionaire, you like, man, that nigga ain't give me shit for $20,000. Man, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Bro,
120.
Somebody told him that. That 20,000 got you through it all, bro. You got to respect that first 20,000 because if it wasn't for that 20,000, you wouldn't have got to that 20 million. But we don't respect that 20,000 once we get to $1 million. I still respect it and gave me my first check. Shout out to D. Angeletti. I love you, nigga. You changed my motherfucking life. I will love you forever, nigga. You changed my life. That $37,500 you put in my pocket, I ain't looked back since. Love him. But I'm not an artist. I'm not gonna turn on nobody. So I think infiltrators do that.
Yeah, and I think artists are emotional, weak-willed. So if you're desperate, you're gonna do whatever makes you look. No, let me take that back. If you're desperate, you're gonna operate out of desperation, right? So it's always, if I don't get my way, fuck that nigga. That's how artists move. You become the bad guy once you don't give them a yes to everything.
And that's why she's the CEO of all this shit.
So that brings me back to the question of, the toughest decisions, right, that CEOs might have to make. We talked about Gucci, having the awareness to let artists go, when he saw the time. So, do you think there's a point in time where CEOs could let their artists go to grow and become bigger, or people want to hoard that as their own?
It happens. Shout out to Top Dog for not allowing Kendrick, but like staying close with Kendrick. And when he wanted to leave, he stood next to him and did a simultaneous release saying we support him in his shit. It ain't no beef. I think, bro, growth is good, man. Sometimes, hey, bro, your artists, if you're a CEO, your artists are like your kids. And if you really love them, when it's time for them to go buy their own goddamn house, you're going to support it. Some people are smart and find a way to buy a neighborhood and then they give you a house in a neighborhood, but some people are like, nah, go buy your own house. I like your house. So I love what they did with Kendrick. Shout out to them.
What you got? Any thoughts?
Say the question one more time.
In terms of like the toughest decisions, right, that CEOs have to make, is there a point where you feel like, CEOs should be willing to let their artists go and grow and, become their own thing? Or is it more of like, I got you to where you are, like, you mine?
No, I think you should let them grow because you've created, one, the passion for them to want to do something else for themselves, right? So why would you hoard their progress and success? You know what I mean? But because it's funny, there's some on this list that have done that, right? That's why they aren't good CEOs. Because they were more so like, I'm going to hold on to you. Financially, I'm going to fuck you over. And that's coming out of ego, right? Because they're based on the bottom line. So it's like, you owe me this and you're going to give me this shit.
Yeah, that's businessman.
Yeah. All right, well, appreciate both of y'all. It's been a great show. A lot of gems in here. But thank both of y'all.
Let's get it, man. Until next time.
Well, wait, before we cut, I'm sorry. Let's throw another CEO on the list, right?
Go ahead.
The gentleman sitting 2 seats over.
Oh, wow.
This guy right here. He's the CEO of Radar.
Yep.
17 years in on management on the same fucking client. Mad #1s in the last 60 to 90 days. Has more releases coming. He started a new agency that I've partnered with him on, LYI Agency, where we help artists, content creators, brands leverage their impact to grow products themselves and everything. And we're doing that here in Atlanta. He's a New Yorker, but he grew up here in Atlanta. So he's
South Side, College Park.
He's putting Atlanta on the map. And we have a physical office studio content space literally here in Buckhead.
And now y'all see why she's the CEO, because if you've ever listened to the podcast, I've never talked about what I do, ever. That's why I love her, because she goes hard. Let's get it.
Cool.